Hey guys, this is Marmot and Mink, and we're going to start doing a podcast as a couple where we offer our advice and insights into various subreddits and different threads and things like that. Mink, did you want to say anything?
No, I think we should just dive right in.
Okay.
I'll pull Reddit up.
All right, yeah, so today we're looking at relationship advice. We haven't read any of these yet. Let's see what we have. If you see one that you think is interesting, we'll do it. Otherwise, this is, I don't know. I guess this is kind of interesting. This is one that we see a lot.
That's what I was going to click to.
It says, me, 32 male, wife, 33 female, has been getting too close with a coworker, and I have no clue how to proceed. Let's see if he says anything else. Oh, gosh.
Do you want to read?
Yeah, I'll read this one. You read the next one. My wife of 11 years has had multiple male coworkers recently added to her mostly female workplace. She didn't have any issues at first until the other women started wearing makeup and dressing up for men. A few months in, I take note that she's doing the same. No big deal. Eventually, she starts talking about one of them as if he's like you, referring to the husband. Again, no big deal. But I start noticing her being sketchy with her phone. She's hiding it. And she only uses Snapchat to talk to him. So when I confront her about it, there was no evidence and she claimed there was no wrongdoing. But the fight had already occurred and I broke trust, telling her I've been watching how she hides her phone. Since then, I've worked through my insecurities and accepted that things may not be what I thought they were. But as of recently, I found myself in a position where I saw her taking a photo of her legs while naked in the tub. Interesting. I watched longer and noticed she was talking to him about our personal life, such as turn-ons and turn-offs. I wanted to confront her, but after the first breach of trust, I'm scared she'll shut me out again and say I have no proof because of effing Snapchat, and that'll be the end of us. Interesting. Well, I have a lot to say about it. What do you think right off the bat?
Yeah. Geez. Do you want to read this little summary here?
I guess so. So his too long didn't read says, wife gets close to a coworker. I confronted her and said I saw that she was hiding her text and there was a breach of trust. Let it go. Things were good. And then caught her snapping him tub pics and personal stuff.
Talking about personal stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so that's weird. I guess, okay, we should get to the point. And he says he just doesn't know what to do. He's scared that she'll shut him out. I don't know. I think the first not intervention, but act was really interesting because he confronted her about it initially and she said, oh, it's nothing. Plus, I guess if he did go through her phone, right or wrong, and found nothing right, then they're both going to agree that there was no evidence there, so nothing was going on. But the fact I think that's troubling is that he catches her, whether there's evidence on her phone now or not, he catches her taking pictures of herself that are risque and sending them to another dude. And then additionally talking to another person about turn-ons and turn-offs.
Well, and I don't think it's clear that she necessarily sent that photo to anybody.
Fair enough.
If he sees her doing that and then subsequently she doesn't show them to him or send them to him, maybe that's where I would start to wonder. Maybe there are people who want to take those kinds of photos for themselves just to... I
think that happens.
Be like, I feel sexy, I want to look sexy, and this is a nice reminder of that.
I think that happens.
So let's not rule that out because, I'm not automatically saying, oh, she's sending them to other people. But that would probably be my first thought, too, is like, why are you taking these kinds of pictures after all this other behavior?
Right.
So that one's kind of hard because you don't know necessarily where those photos are going or if they're just for herself, But the talking about turn-ons and turn-offs thing, that's a big no-no to me.
Yeah,
that's super personal.
Regardless of the pictures, even if we take the pictures out of the equation, I think still sending that kind of talk to another person, especially when they haven't historically had a relationship where she talks to other people about that and they've agreed in their relationship to be open about saying those kinds of things to other people. I don't know. That feels weird. I think if you were doing that, that would really bother me.
Me too.
So
Well, and it's
I think
not-
he's totally right to be bothered.
Yeah, and it's not like she's, I don't know, it's not like she's talking with her girlfriends about it or something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I know there are a lot of women out there that, and I don't, but that's my own choice, but that want to talk about their sex lives with their friends because, you know, if things are going a certain way, or whether good or bad, you might need somebody to talk to about it.
Right, they want to
friends
harmonize.
are like
They want to bounce things off other people.
Yeah, they're like, that's a safe place to do it, but I don't know, somebody who could potentially be like a, I don't know, not a love interest, but I guess that's the word I'm looking for. That feels kind of over the line. And that's where it's hard to find where to draw lines because women have male friends, you know, and vice versa and all that. But me personally, if you were telling another woman about turn-ons and turn-offs,
what turns me on?
it's
That
very
would be
sexual, and that would bother me.
Absolutely. No, I
Yeah.
totally agree. So how does he proceed though? I don't know. I think regardless of how the first one went, which, I mean, I guess we have to get the motives out of the way. If she's interested in another person, she is going to fight it and deflect as much as she can, no matter what. So we already know that regardless of like how their first encounter went. But so second, she sort of gaslighted him into making him feel like he was wrong for confronting her about it initially, which is why he's second guessing himself in the first place after he catches her doing more iffy behavior. But I think he just has to go full steam and confront her about the new stuff that has happened. I think if it was me, I wouldn't waste another minute. I'd be like, what the heck's going on here?
Oh yeah, and that's the thing too, is like with the Snapchat thing, saying that that's the only way she's talking to him. I mean, that could be because she's trying to hide stuff because everything on there disappears.
Right.
But it could also just be because lots of people communicate that way. That's like a common theme nowadays.
Yeah.
So this is where there's like all this gray area of like, well, like I'm leaning towards she's doing something sketchy, but maybe, you know, there are other options. So it's hard because I don't want to automatically say if somebody wants like some level of privacy that's unacceptable, but
right.
In a relationship, like I feel like if there are these kinds of concerns, you need to be open about them. And that's why, you know, what you said is if this is going on, she's gonna deflect it. Right. And at the same time, if it's not, she's also deflecting it because it's not happening.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'd be interested to see what other people say down below. We're going to check that in just a second. But it's like I can't think of any friendship I've ever had where I was like, hey, these are my lists of turn-ons and turn-offs. Is that relevant to our level of friendship and the kinds of things we talk about? No. That's crazy.
Wait. Before we see, I just want to make sure we talk about everything we think before we scroll down.
That's
because you started talking about where to proceed.
Right, because that's what he says. He says he doesn't know how to proceed.
So I'm thinking about that, and I don't know. Just from like personal experience, if we can be like semi-open about things, whenever I've had these kinds of concerns, I bring them up, and that's because in the past there have been times where I don't bring these things up and they just eat away at me. And if he keeps holding this in because he's worried she's going to be upset, it's going to eat away at him every day.
Absolutely.
So it's better that they have like a short period of, I don't know, being uncomfortable and maybe being irritated with each other to get their answers than that he continues to think this is going on, and maybe it is, and doesn't get any answers. So I personally feel like it's a bad place to be in, and it sucks to have to ask these questions because you worry about how you look too, always bringing this up, like, do I look insecure, do I look jealous, all these things. But at the same time, like, getting your answers is going to be better for you in the long run. So I personally think that he needs to bring it up again, because especially if he's getting these other signs after he first looked at her phone or whatever, or she told him nothing was going on, I feel like things are still continuing to look like something is going on. And not in it doesn't seem like he's being overly, cautious or whatever. Like, these are kind of weird things to see somebody doing with someone else. So I guess I'm kind of long-winded on this, but my point is that I think he needs to go to her and say, I still don't feel good about this. Or if he isn't getting answers, he at least needs to say, like, it makes me uncomfortable that you're talking to another man about your turn-ons and turn-offs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, in the simplest non-accusatory way. Yep, I think that's the very least he could probably do.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you want to say anything about how we should proceed?
No, I already did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just want to see. Top comment says, in quotes, she only uses Snapchat to talk to him. It's also gilded, and the guy just says, bro. And I think that's kind of like what we went back to what we were saying earlier is like Snapchat is one of those things that's known as a technology used for sharing things that are guaranteed to like disappear.
But at the same time,
we were saying, right?
Everybody uses it, so
I guess so. I don't use it.
Well, we're a little bit different from most people, but
Okay. A lot of people use it. She isn't necessarily cheating, but given that she just made OP her stuff, she will eventually. I don't know about that. But yeah, good point is that she's not actually cheating. Oh, look, somebody said that too. Right, she's gaslighting the heck out of him. OP, this girl is messing with your head. You didn't break trust. She's being shady. Don't doubt yourself. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think...
Go ahead.
I don't know. I just think there's a difference between... There's a difference between when you confront someone and they can, like, see your point of view. Like, if I was to come to you and I was like, I'm concerned about this, you know, I think there's different... Like, if you were actually deflecting and you were in the wrong, then you're going to make me feel bad for it to sort of prevent it from happening and also to deflect blame.
Right.
But, you know, if it's somebody that you care about and hopefully both people in the relationship do, then you're going to be like, oh, I can see how you were thinking that this is what's actually happening or this is not what's going on or
right.
I don't know. That's all I really have to say. But yeah, it's...
A lot of people, it seems, are saying like, oh, she's definitely cheating. And I don't know if like there's 100% evidence of that, but there's definitely some sketchy stuff going on that she's not being open about.
Right.
And that's what would concern me is in a relationship, you're supposed to be open about things.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't mean you're required to share every detail of everything with each other, but like, in general, you're supposed to be open about stuff.
I think it's the communication.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's all about communication, but at the same time, like, if she's trying not to communicate that, or, you know, by hiding things, that's where I think things start to look weird.
Right.
So.
Look, somebody on here says it seems like maybe she's having an emotional affair, meaning like it's just starting out that way.
Right, yeah.
And
I could totally see that.
I could see that too, because then, you know, a lot of people don't see that as doing something wrong. I personally do. I know you do. But, you know, if she's like, oh, well, it's not like we've done anything, so she thinks talking with him about sexual stuff is, you know, okay.
No. All right, so I think wrapping this one up, I think she's I don't know. Me personally, I think she's up to something. They need to communicate, though. We obviously can't see both sides of the story here. But I think something's going on, and he needs to talk to her and not let her give answers like you're just being crazy or you don't know what you're talking about or things like that. I think something's going on, though. At
the very least, reading some of these other comments, somebody says, first of all, that coworkers probably shouldn't be discussing stuff like this.
Nope.
Which is true. It's funny because the basis of our relationship was that we
weren't coworkers.
No,
though.
I know, but you were my RA, so like I can see how like love relationships can sprout out of forbidden areas, but I agree. I'm saying it is inappropriate.
We didn't work together.
No, I know that. I don't know where I was going with that, but people are just saying like this is definitely flirting.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. Right.
And especially if it's been ongoing too. It's not just like, I don't know. Yeah,
regardless of your feelings on flirting when you're in a relationship, he obviously is he's not comfortable with it.
Right, and that's fair.
And the party has to be comfortable with it, not just one of them.
No, I agree.
So, anyway, let's go check out another one. Let's see if we can do two more.
Okay. All right, so I guess basically our summary on that is he needs to just confront her about it again. Yeah. Not in any harsh way, but he needs to get some answers.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
I don't want to do anything too.
You don't want to do anything like that right now? Okay,
no, because
that's fine.
I don't feel like that's an area I
No,
can
that's
speak to.
that's fair. That's fair. Something. Can't stop thinking about.
That sounds interesting.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Fiance dumped me. Is it normal for her to not give me back the ring? I don't care about that.
Nah.
It feels like a property dispute. Interesting. I declined sex with an attractive friend in my class. Was it wrong?
Sure, we can do that.
No, hold on.
I've said like 2 and you don't like my ideas. I get to pick some too.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Trying to follow her on social media, goes on trips, and uses Tinder.
That's kind of like what we just
That's kind of like what we
I
just
don't
did.
wanna read a
Okay.
bunch of cheating
All right.
things.
Yeah. We got to limit the amount of cheating. There's a ton of cheating in relationship advice. Okay, you pick one then, and I'll pick the next one. Just anything from the front page.
Okay. Well, I'm curious about this one. I could click it and it could be really boring, but
It's all right. Let's check it out. Then we only spend a few minutes.
The title is interesting.
Okay.
So it says, something my girlfriend, 24 female, said that I, 25 male, can't stop thinking about.
It's going to be about snacks.
This is advice to everyone. If you have someone who loves you, appreciate and love them back. I took my girlfriend out a couple nights ago and I can't stop thinking about something she did. Oh, something she did, not something she said. She ordered the cheapest thing on the menu and insisted she wasn't that hungry anyway. I knew she was lying, but I didn't know what to say, but we've been having money problems, and I felt like such crap that we couldn't even enjoy one night out. What kind of a boyfriend does that make me? I grew up on the poorer side, and my mom used to do that too. If we went out to eat, she wouldn't get anything, and I swear when my girlfriend said that, I got some sort of flashback. But it was heartwarming in a way, like she had this unconditional love for me or something. She never fights about money or tells me to work more or anything. She understands we're both doing the best we can. Just can't stop thinking about it. When I get rich, I'm buying her a mansion. She deserves everything in this world. I love her so much.
What did I say? It was going to be about snacks. It's about food. So what?
I don't
Wait.
know.
So basically,
I think it's just something that he is still thinking about because he feels
right
bad about it.
Because he feels bad about it. So they went out on a date and she ordered something cheap from the menu. Like, I don't know. First off, maybe that's what she wanted. Like, you don't always have to buy the most expensive thing when you go out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. You don't have to buy like filet mignon and stuff. You just buy something that you like. So first, I don't know. Maybe she's just buying what she's liking, and he's really overthinking it. But even if she was okay, so let's say that she did just order the cheapest things because they've been having money problems. That's neither person should feel bad about that. That's being responsible.
Right. Well, I was going to say this sounds a lot like stuff we've gone through because we've had a couple of times where money's been really tight, especially one time during college. And it was like even going to the grocery store, you'd pass by things and be like, we can't get that. We can't get that.
Yeah.
And it sucked, but I've been in the position where I don't know if I've ordered the cheapest thing and said I wasn't hungry, but like I'll intentionally order something that costs a lot less just because that's how it is. And it doesn't mean that I'm disappointed about it, you know?
Right.
There's been times where it's like, oh, I wish I could also get dessert.
Oh, of course.
But it's too expensive. And that's kind of a bummer. But I don't know. No, I mean, I feel like we understand this scenario. Having had trouble, you know, buying food before, not just at a restaurant, but even at the store.
Right.
And, it's not something to feel bad about. Like, if you both love each other.
Right. Like, I don't know. I think it's a money thing, and he's getting too tied up with like thinking that the relationship is too close to the money, and that's again from experience. That's a real easy mistake to make, is to think that, you know, that your money somehow reflects, and your spending on the relationship somehow reflects how much you care about the other person, and that's silly. It's just silly. But I mean, he doesn't say anything about his circumstances right now, regardless. But the fact that he grew up,
Well, it says they've been having money problems.
Oh, he did. Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say he said he grew up on the poorer side. Plus, they've been having money problems. So this guy's already used to it. I mean, and in his mind, you know, he just like he feels bad because he can't. I don't know. This is weird because it gets into a social thing of men thinking that they have to treat women like princesses, and I've been there, and it's stupid.
Well, not even just that,
it's
but
so stupid.
this idea that, like, men are expected to provide and
Everything.
and
Yeah.
you know, if you don't get me an expensive dinner, I'm going to be unhappy. And
Right.
that's not true either.
Yeah,
Like, if you understand each other's scenarios and you're both doing the best that you can, that's enough.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not going to be upset about my meal if, you know, that's the scenario we're in.
Right.
And even when we were during tough times, like going to the store, you'd smell food and be like, oh, I wish we could get something more extravagant, you know. But I was still happy during that time.
Yeah.
And I've never felt like you needed to be giving me more. But I guess, you know, relationships are different. And
everybody's
some
relationship's
people might
different.
feel differently about that, but
I think she's okay with it. I think she's fine with it, and he's just overthinking it. Top comment says, reminds me of a quote I read. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, you owe me. Look what happens with a love like that. It lights up the whole sky.
That's nice.
That is nice, yeah.
That gave me goosebumps.
That is nice.
Precursor, we are both very sappy.
Yeah, we're both saps. Yeah, somebody says, in regards to what kind of BF does that make me? An honest, caring, and great man. Bless you both. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that there's so much to say about it. I don't think it's complicated.
Right.
Like,
well,
you guys are being responsible. Though. He wants to provide more. I get that, but like, I don't think there's any detriment to the relationship here.
No,
I think she gets it. He gets it too.
I don't think it's
he just
something
wants to do more.
that he needs to be worried about. If they care about each other, it's not going to cause problems.
Right.
And what was I going to say? There was something on here that I liked. Oh, well, that's okay. I lost what my thought was.
Yeah, it's fine.
Basically, yeah, money problems is definitely a difficult place to be, but it's, you know, if you both understand it, it's okay. You go through it together.
Yep.
So,
all right, let's check out another one. I think that one's pretty cut and dry. Let me see what's else, because there's some good ones at the top.
Yeah, there's a few there that I wouldn't mind clicking.
How do I tell my girlfriend she's at my house too much?
Ooh, that's tough.
That is tough. After what we just talked about last night.
Actually, yeah.
I think. Okay. We'll get to that one if we have time. Hold on.
Okay.
I've been living together for 2 years. Am I being taken advantage of? I have heard that my girlfriend's friends thinks that she's out of my league, and she agrees. That's so mean. That's a terrible thing. I feel like we just gave away up front.
I was gonna say, like, I don't even feel I need to read that. That's something where
we're not gonna read one. That's
probably not somebody you want to be with if that's how you feel.
Yeah.
About
If your partner is making you feel bad about yourself, it's probably not a good partner for you. Let's see. My wife is gonna be so shocked. Oh no, what a clickbait title. Where's that one about the classmate? I want to read that one.
Yeah, that one.
I declined sex with an attractive friend in my class. Was it wrong? So I, 19 male, them, 19 female. Let's see. Long story short, I'm a 19-year-old guy who's in his first year of uni studying psychology. I didn't have any friends when I started. Connected with a few guys and a girl. We'll call her Anna. I really like Anna. At the start, she's very attractive, nice personality, but as I'm a shy guy, I don't really see a point in approaching women unless I know them very well. Okay. I never caught that she had any feelings for me. Okay. Few months in, I hear from my guy friends all the things she does at parties as I never go. She hooks up with multiple guys in one night, having several one-night stands and so on. Okay, that's interesting. And decided that there's absolutely no point in trying to turn our friendship into something more and just left it there. I do care about how many people a potential partner has slept with, as I have had no sex whatsoever and don't like how people nowadays treat it as something casual and meaningless. Okay. We were good as friends anyway, so I didn't want to compromise that. Fast forward a few weeks, she, meaning Anna, invites me over to her house to study for an upcoming exam. That already sounds like fishing. I accepted her invitation. We've studied many times before, but never alone. Yep. And we went up to her room. No one was home except for us. We started talking, sitting on her bed. After a while, she's being very physical with me, touching me, and laughing a lot at my jokes and overall smiling, okay? I asked her what's up, and she just told me that she likes me and that she knows I like her. She put my left hand on her thigh, my right hand on her chest, and well, it was obvious to me at this point what she wanted. I was pretty shocked, so I told her I had to go and left the house. This was Monday. Yesterday, I was talking to my sister about this, and I told her why I declined the opportunity to have sex with a very attractive girl in my class, and she just screamed at me for being a sexist and having very backwards views. I bet I know what the views are. I care about sex count, that kind of thing. I told her I want my first time to be with someone special and don't really see myself with someone who treats sex casually. My sister told me I'm a sexist. I have backwards views for declining, but using that as an excuse, a reason. She basically said it's petty and shallow to care about things like that, but I don't agree. Okay, so
I already know what I want to say.
no, I know too, but there's a lot. I want to address the sister too, even though she's not part of this.
Well, that's the part I want to get to, but I guess we'll...
Okay, all right, so let's see. He says, was it wrong for him to decline sex with this classmate who was coming on to him that he also liked? No. Easy.
It's like, oh, they were attractive, so I should have had sex?
No.
That's a stupid reason to just have sex with somebody.
Right.
Sorry, I don't mean that. Like, if you want to,
right,
then sure, but that doesn't require you to.
Right.
If that were the case, like, everybody would be having sex with everybody, like, if they find them attractive.
Right.
That's, I don't know. There's, like, this idea that men should want sex all the time as long as a girl's hot, and I think that's silly. Anyway.
It's super silly.
Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Was it wrong? Like, I don't know what perspective he's asking. Was it wrong, like, morally or ethically or whatever? I think if we think about it in terms of him, obviously, since he's asking the question, like, it's not wrong. It's your choice.
Yeah.
It's your choice to be physical with someone if you want to. Like, that's the end of it.
Right. It's not like he doesn't get a say.
Right. He gets half the say.
Yeah.
So the fact that she wanted to, but he didn't, I mean, that part is cut and dry. No, it's not wrong.
Right.
He didn't want to. Okay, easy enough. But let's get to the sister, because that's a more complex part.
That's the last part, though.
Okay,
I want
what
to
else?
address something else in here.
Okay,
So, looking at the was it wrong, I'm sure other people are also thinking, was it wrong to the girl who propositioned him?
Oh, I see.
Because I know there's a lot of issue around whether male or female, being turned down for sex can be really detrimental to you. And, like...
Totally.
I can see how, maybe he's going there thinking, like, oh, did I hurt her feelings? Is she, okay? And that kind of thing. And that's nice that he's thinking that. But maybe he just needs to... Because it sounded like they were kind of friends, to some degree.
Right.
I think instead of just saying, I have to go, and leaving it at that, he doesn't really make it seem like he's contacted her since. I think he just needs to tell her, like, I don't know, I'm not ready for that,
Right,
and if I am going to be ready for it, I want it to be in a relationship. Right. So that way she's not thinking, like, what's wrong with me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know if that's what he was worried about, but I could see how, like, she might feel like, oh my gosh, I just came on to somebody, a guy, and he just said, I have to go.
Just turned her down.
Because there is a thing as a woman where you're because it kind of goes back to the being attractive thing.
The same thing as a man, though.
No, I know, but I'm saying where you're expected that if a woman propositions a man, how could a man turn it down? Because they love sex so much. Like, there's this idea of that. So as a woman and being turned down by somebody would be like, whoa, I must have something wrong with me. So I think he needs to, if they want any kind of friendship, it seems like they were friends, I think he needs to tell her what was up. Yeah. If he doesn't want to say he really likes her, just say, it happened really fast and he wants to be more serious first.
Right. But even going back to, like, was it wrong to her? Mm-hmm. No, that's like saying, like, oh, if I don't have sex with this person, I'm going to hurt their feelings. Like, no way.
I'm not saying that.
That's not a valid reason at all.
No, I'm not saying, like, he shouldn't have turned her down because that's bad. I'm saying he should have at least given her an explanation. So he had every right to say no.
Yeah, okay,
every right. But instead of saying,
like,
I gotta go, he should have just, even if he sent it to her later.
Okay, but these guys are 19, and they probably have limited experience communicating.
You're right. I just mean,
in these kinds of scenarios.
The way that he probably left her feeling kind of bad. He had every right to say no, and I appreciate that he did, because that's what he wanted. I'm just saying, at least, like, tell her something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially that age where you're fragile
Yeah,
and worried
you're
about
still,
who you are. Like,
you're still very
let her
impressionable.
know, you
Yeah.
know, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm just not ready for that or
Yeah.
something.
For sure. I think he could definitely follow up. Like, I mean, especially if they're all sharing the same friend group, right? And they want to maintain that friend group. Like, just, you know, send her a Snapchat, and just be like, I want to clarify what happened. And it, just like you said, just say, like, I don't want to treat it casually. I do like you, but
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Really quick before we actually move on to the sister, because that's the part I want to talk about. I don't think it's uncommon. Like, you hear about it all the time, either like stories from friends or in the movies, no matter how cliche that sounds, where people are like, oh, I really like this person, so we're not having sex yet. Like, that's not uncommon.
Right.
Right? She may just think he's cute and she wants to get some, right? Which is like totally valid if that's what she wants. But he may be the other side of that, where he's like, I actually really like this person. I want to get to know them and have a relationship first before we just have one out, right? And that's totally valid too.
Right.
So,
No, I think both the perspectives they're coming from is totally fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think his declining was wrong.
Right.
So yeah, we can get to the sister part.
Okay, the sister part. This is what's really interesting about this. His sister's guilt tripping him by saying that he's sexist and he has backward views. So of course we can't know the whole story. We can only know what he's told us, right? But he seems to be like a pretty conservative guy. He's waiting for somebody special and everything like that. But his sister seems to think that he has views where I think that where she's coming from is that she assumes her brother is a typical guy and is just like, oh, I can bang my way around as much as I want to. And then he's imposing this double standard by saying that women can't be like that. And he turned sex down with her because she has a lot of partners, right? I think that's what the sister's getting mad about. And maybe the sister just has no clue that her brother is actually like somebody who wants more in a relationship than just that.
I think.
Or she's guilt tripping him because here's the plot twist. She is just like the girl that got turned down, sleeps around a lot, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But she also sleeps around a lot, and she was feeling hurt by what her brother did / said.
Maybe, but maybe not. She could just be thinking in general
about the double standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's because she thinks her brother is also casual, so he shouldn't expect serious. I think she's just saying in general, him bringing up that the woman or girl was casual. I get woman.
Yeah.
As if that was a bad thing. I think she's saying like, oh, well, a woman can't want to be casual too.
Right. No, I absolutely think that men and women both can, everybody can be casual about it if they want.
I'm saying I think that's where the sister's coming from, saying you're sexist because you think this girl shouldn't want to be casual.
Oh.
Like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, of course we can't know the whole story, but I don't think that's the issue. You know what I mean? Or like maybe that is the issue, but I don't think our friend here, does he even give his name?
No, I'm saying that's what the sister is thinking.
I just, something tells me that the guy who wrote this out, the advice, asking for advice, he's not the kind of person that, maybe he's not hardcore judging somebody for being with a lot of partners, but from his experience and his perspective, he wants to, I mean, maybe he will become a casual person, but he wants his first time to be with someone that he cares about and has a more of a relationship with, and there, I guess, is nothing there. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's not, and I agree. I'm not siding with the sister.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand like where she's coming from or why she was saying that. But no, I totally agree. Like, it's not a crime to want to decide how you are intimate with somebody,
right? Especially
the first time, like,
right.
That's absolutely something that you should have every say in. If you want to be casual, be casual. If you want to be serious, be serious. Like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think he's being pedo or petty. I don't think he's being petty or shallow to care about things like that.
Yeah,
I don't think he's being petty or shallow to say that he wants a relationship with someone before he does that.
Yeah, why would that be petty and shallow for a guy and not for a girl?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I know it's more expected that men want casual sex and women want serious sex, which is not true. It can
No,
go both ways.
It goes both ways.
But yeah, I don't think there's anything bad about that.
Not at all.
If anything, I think it's admirable to be,
why not?
you know, to stick to your values.
Yeah, to stick to your beliefs. You can't let someone else justify, you know, your life choices. That's it.
Right.
All right, top comment says, you can decline to have sex with anyone for whatever reason you want.
Absolutely.
Yep. And somebody said, your sister is an ignoramus. Interesting. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it at all.
No, there's not. And
see, look. Somebody says his sister wants to have consequence-free sex. I knew it.
I don't know.
I knew
because I think I didn't go to that conclusion. So
I thought she was
I don't know
feeling.
if that's the male perspective.
I thought she was feeling guilty based on what his story was, and that she didn't want to feel that way, so she was giving him guff.
No, because
for his choice.
I've defended other women's choices that don't relate to my own in any way.
All right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's unfair to say. It's a possibility, but I don't think that's like the answer, is that's how she is.
Yeah.
I think, you know, it's just a way that she might feel like people should get to make their own choices. I don't know.
Yep.
Anyway. Yeah, it's almost like saying, what am I looking for?
I don't know. What's
saying
our wrap-up?
I declined sex, was I wrong? You know, because I want to be serious. Like, it's almost like somebody could say the opposite. Like, oh, you declined serious sex because you want to be casual. Is that wrong? Like, it sounds just as silly. Neither of those things is wrong. Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You do what's right for you. That is the most, like, vulnerable, intimate thing you can do. You should do it in the way you want to.
Right. All right, so let's circle back around. Was it wrong for him, and was it wrong to her? So was it wrong for him? No, absolutely not. Okay. I mean, that's easy, because you can decide who you want to have sex with, and he didn't want to. That's it. That's the end of it. Okay, was it wrong to her?
No.
I don't think it was either.
It's not. And the reason I was going into that was just, all I thought was maybe he should at the least give her an explanation, because they were friends.
Yeah.
And he left, like, randomly, just like, gotta go. Like, that could be offensive. So I'm not saying it was wrong to her because he said no. He had every right to do that.
Right.
I'm just saying, at the very least, since it didn't seem like, you know, a forceful or a bad situation, that, like, maybe he could just tell her what was going on. But no, it was not wrong of him, and it was not wrong to her. Right. I don't think.
No, I would agree. I would say that he doesn't even owe her an explanation if he doesn't want to or doesn't feel comfortable.
That's true.
But in this, you know, in the spirit of maintaining friendships and the friend group, it's probably in his best interest to communicate. Like, that's all you can do.
I'm not saying he has to. I'm just saying it couldn't hurt. That's all.
Right. Okay. What do you think? One more? It's up to you.
I think we might be good to be rounding up soon.
Yeah? We'll do 3?
Yeah, we'll do 3 for start. And
all right.
Yeah, plus that gave us about 40 minutes, I think.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. We'll stop there.
Okay.
I think we got to some interesting ones. There's definitely a ton on here that if we had unlimited amount of time we could get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for now we'll try doing this once a week, and then we'll just see how it does and go from there. But hopefully, I think we were able to offer some sound, level-headed advice on some of these scenarios. I think so.
We try not to be biased.
No.
We do use, our own experience and opinions, of course, but I would like to try to see things from multiple perspectives and understandings. And
what's our like big wrap up though? I think I remember the first one and the last one, and it comes down to you don't have to justify your choices if it makes you uncomfortable, and also just communicate with people.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's it.
And that money is not the most important thing in a relationship.
No, absolutely not. No, and you shouldn't let that have an impact on your relationship. That's easier said than done.
Right. And it's not saying that things won't be difficult.
Right. Right.
Financial stuff does cause problems, arguments, difficulties, but that doesn't define you.
Absolutely.
So I would say, the moral of the story is you get to make your own choices. Be open with your partner.
Yep.
And love Trump's money.
There you go. Okay. All right. Well, this was Marmot,
And Mink,
and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening, guys.
thank you.